It is a harsh and uncomfortable truth, yet one that must be faced with clear eyes and steady reason. Not everyone who enters our life comes with good intentions. Some people do not merely stumble into conflict or pain by accident. Some take quiet pleasure in chaos. Some are deeply disturbed by peace. And some, despite their smiles and warmth, carry within them a destructive nature that slowly erodes everything around them. You may share moments with such a person. You may laugh with them, trust them, open your inner world to them, only to later realize that they were the very source of your unrest. The confusion this creates can be profound. The Stoics warned us of this long ago. Not all threats arrive openly. Many come disguised as friendship, concern, or charm. Understanding this is not about fear or suspicion. It is about wisdom. It is about learning to see clearly, without emotion clouding judgment. Stoicism teaches us that perception is power. When we see things as they truly are, we reclaim control over our inner world. Today we explore a difficult but necessary subject: recognizing the signs of deeply harmful individuals. Whether they appear as colleagues, friends, partners, or even family members, these people often share recognizable traits. They hide behind masks. They imitate virtue. They perform kindness when it serves them. But over time, their nature reveals itself through patterns of behavior. The Stoics believed that character is not proven through words, but through repeated actions. Anyone can appear good for a moment. Very few can remain virtuous when they gain power, attention, or control. The first sign is excessive charm paired with self-centeredness. These individuals often make a powerful first impression. They seem magnetic. They make you feel chosen, understood, important. Conversation flows effortlessly. Compliments feel sincere. You may believe you have met someone extraordinary, but Stoicism urges caution. Marcus Aurelius reminds us not to be swept away by appearances. What matters is not how someone makes you feel in a moment, but how they behave consistently over time. Gradually, cracks appear. They dominate conversations. They redirect attention to themselves. Your stories become interruptions. Your emotions become inconveniences. In public, they shine. In private, they diminish others. What once felt like confidence begins to feel like hunger for attention, admiration, and control. Observe how they react when challenged or disappointed. A virtuous person remains composed. A destructive one becomes defensive, aggressive, or manipulative. Anger reveals entitlement. Rage reveals a fragile ego. Stoic calm allows you to witness this without being pulled into it. You do not need to confront immediately. You need only observe. Truth reveals itself to the patient mind. The second sign is a lack of empathy. Empathy is the bridge between souls. Without it, relationships become transactional. A person without empathy does not truly see others. They see tools, obstacles, or reflections of themselves. When you share pain, they dismiss it. When you share joy, they minimize it. When you succeed, they feel threatened. When you struggle, they grow impatient. Stoicism teaches compassion, but never at the expense of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius spoke often of shared humanity, but he also warned against allowing others' vices to disturb our peace. A lack of empathy is not a flaw you can fix. It is a signal. In everyday life, this may appear subtle: interruptions, disinterest, failure to listen, absence during moments of need. Over time, the emotional imbalance becomes exhausting. You give, they take. You explain, they dismiss. The Stoic response is clarity, not bitterness. Their lack of empathy is not your failure. It is their character. The third sign is manipulation. Manipulation is the art of bending reality to serve one will. It thrives in confusion. It feeds on doubt. It seeks control without accountability. Manipulators gaslight. They rewrite events. They deny what was said. They frame your boundaries as cruelty, your reactions as madness, your memory as flawed. Epictetus taught that freedom begins in the mind. When someone attempts to distort your perception, they are attacking your freedom. Manipulators often play the victim. They weaponize guilt. They suggest that your refusal is betrayal, that your independence is selfishness. They flatter when it benefits them and withdraw affection when it does not. Stoicism reminds us, approval from others is not currency. Your worth is not negotiable. Another tactic is isolation. They undermine your relationships. They position themselves as the only source of truth or care. This weakens resistance. This increases dependency. A Stoic understands the value of community. Isolation is a warning sign, not intimacy. The fourth sign is control. Control masquerades as concern. It speaks softly at first. I know what's best. Trust me. Let me handle it. Soon, decisions disappear. Privacy erodes. Autonomy shrinks. You explain yourself. You seek permission. You adjust your behavior to avoid conflict. Control is not love. It is fear disguised as authority. Stoicism values self-mastery, not dominance over others. Anyone who seeks to control your movements, finances, thoughts, or relationships is acting from insecurity, not virtue. Control escalates. Monitoring, threats, emotional pressure, sometimes even fear. Seneca warned that tyranny begins not with force, but with compliance. The fifth sign is pathological dishonesty. This is not occasional lying. This is identity built on falsehood. Pathological liars fabricate realities. They shift narratives. They lie even when truth would suffice. Over time, trust dissolves. Confusion replaces certainty. Stoicism is grounded in truth. A life aligned with reason cannot coexist with constant deception. Such individuals often appear convincing. Confidence masks falsehood. Detail masks fabrication. But inconsistencies emerge. Stories change. Facts bend. Accountability vanishes. When confronted, they deflect. They accuse. They escalate lies rather than abandon them. A Stoic does not argue endlessly with dishonesty. They disengage. Truth does not require persuasion. Recognizing these traits is only the beginning. Awareness alone does not protect you unless it is followed by deliberate action guided by reason. The Stoics never taught passive endurance in the face of harm. They taught intelligent resistance, inner sovereignty, and the disciplined use of boundaries. Boundaries are not walls built from fear. They are lines drawn by wisdom. They define where your responsibility ends and where another person's begins. When you fail to set boundaries, you invite disorder into your inner world. When you uphold them, you preserve clarity, dignity, and peace. Many people struggle with boundaries because they confuse them with cruelty. Stoicism corrects this misunderstanding. To protect your mind is not to attack another. To step back is not to abandon virtue. It is to honor it. When dealing with manipulative or destructive individuals, clarity must replace explanation. You do not owe endless justification for your limits. A simple refusal is enough. Repetition is enough. Silence, when necessary, is enough. Epictetus reminds us that we are not disturbed by events, but by our judgments about them. The moment you stop arguing with distortion, it loses power. The moment you stop seeking validation from someone incapable of honesty, you regain strength. There will be resistance. Those who benefit from your confusion will react when you reclaim your autonomy. They may accuse you of changing. They may call you cold, selfish, ungrateful. This is predictable. It is not a sign that you are wrong. It is a sign that the dynamic has shifted. Stoicism teaches us to expect resistance when we choose virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote that when you rise in character, others may feel exposed by contrast. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. Distance is sometimes necessary. Not every relationship deserves preservation. Not every connection can be healed. The Stoics were practical in this regard. They understood that character is shaped by proximity. Who you allow close to you influences how you think, how you act, and how you live. Seneca warned that constant exposure to vice weakens even the disciplined mind. Choosing distance is not rejection. It is alignment. In some cases, walking away is the most rational act available. Not in anger, not in drama, but in quiet certainty. Peace does not require explanation. At the same time, Stoicism does not harden the heart. It refines it. You are not asked to become suspicious of everyone. You are asked to become discerning. There is a difference. Healthy individuals respect boundaries even when they do not understand them. They listen. They adapt. They value mutual respect over control. Where these qualities are absent, acceptance becomes self-betrayal. As you move forward, observe patterns rather than isolated moments. Character is consistency. Anyone can apologize. Few can change. Do not measure people by their intentions. Measure them by their impact. Stoicism does not romanticize potential. It respects reality. And remember this above all. You cannot save someone who refuses self-awareness. You cannot reason someone out of manipulation if deception is their strategy. You cannot heal someone who feeds on chaos. But you can protect yourself. Your inner peace is not fragile. It is resilient when guarded by wisdom. You do not need to harden. You need to remain grounded. Daily reflection strengthens this grounding. Ask yourself, did this interaction bring clarity or confusion? Strength or exhaustion? Truth or distortion? Your body and mind often sense danger before your logic catches up. Stoicism teaches us to listen without surrendering to fear. Let your values guide you when emotions cloud judgment. Wisdom over impulse, reason over reaction, self-respect over approval. The ultimate Stoic victory is not domination over others. It is mastery of the self. When you are no longer reactive, manipulators lose leverage. When you are no longer dependent on validation, control dissolves. When you are no longer afraid of being alone, deception loses power. Peace is not found in perfect relationships. It is found in alignment with your principles. Choose honesty, even when it isolates you. Choose integrity, even when it costs you comfort. Choose clarity, even when illusion feels easier. A Stoic life is not about avoiding hardship. It is about meeting reality without distortion, seeing clearly, standing firmly, walking forward without resentment. Some people will fall away when you grow. Let them. Growth is not betrayal. It is evolution. Protect your time. Protect your mind. Protect your character. This is not withdrawal from the world. It is engagement with it on your terms. And when you encounter darkness, remember, you are not required to fight it. You are required to remain intact. That is Stoic strength. That is quiet power. That is freedom.